Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Dots N Bots Madden League. In this episode, we are going to cover week 7 through 10 of the season, with plenty of highlights included starting in week 8. For the newcomers to the series, this is an 8-man all-Madden league where we each drafted our rosters, but before you keep watching, I advise you to go back and start at the beginning, starting with our fantasy draft episode. Lastly, I'd like to say while I have you here, please hit that like button, share the video with another Madden friend just like yourself, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Now that we have that covered, let's dive into the action, starting with some Week 8 head-to-head matchup between Nick and Nick. After a Week 7 victory over the Bears, Nick B and the Rams find themselves down 3 against Nick Red's Dolphins with around 40 seconds on the clock. He drops back, chucks a bomb to Hollywood Brown, who comes down with it to give the Rams a 4-point lead. Dolphins, looking to bounce back after losing in Week 7 to the Chargers, have 25 seconds left to get into the end zone and connect on a quick out to Julio, who inches them closer. Next play of the drive, Jordan Love rolls to the right, sets his feet, and launches a rocket into traffic that hits right where it needs to be in the hands of Clyde Edwards-Helaire for a big gain to the 12-yard line. 14 seconds left on the clock, Miami needs a touchdown. Love buys time with his feet, moving to the left, looking towards the end zone, finds a window and throws it to Julio, who catches it and scores. Dolphins win. Incredible finish. Now on to Eric D's Minnesota Vikings, who had a bye week 7 when Kyler throws a pick to all-pro cornerback Stephon Gilmore, who has room to run and takes this bad boy all the way to the house, extending the Packers' NFC North lead. Now it's yours truly in a battle of the unbeatens, and Justin Tucker comes out to win this one in regulation, lines up, and nails it to make Los Angeles 8-0 at the halfway mark. Coming off a Week 7 victory versus the Giants, we now have Tim Simon's Eagles down big against another division rival, and with less than a minute left, Cowboys make it worse, extending this league another touchdown and securing the victory. On to Joe Shoes and the Browns, who took an ugly loss Week 7, now in a close one, needing to stop Las Vegas from getting a first, but Nick Chubb has different plans, breaking free and running this one all the way to the end zone, giving the Raiders the win. That's it for Week 8 finishes. Let's move to Week 9, where it's Jimmy's Falcons following a 1-1 record for the past 2 weeks, up 2 with a minute left, finding Jalen Reagor, who fights his way into the end zone, giving Atlanta 2 wins in the past 3 weeks. Now we have Georgia's Titans, who's sitting at 1-6 down against Chicago, looking to make something happen, throw one deep, but it's intercepted, which will clinch this W for the Bears. Back to the Vikings in Week 9, where Eric sends his kicker out to win this one in a closing seconds, pushing his record to 5-3 on the season. Nick Red's Dolphins back on the big screen need to stop Arizona on the final play of the game, where the Cardinals throw it short, hoping for a miracle, but Miami gets the stop and the win. My Chargers up next, down 7 in the 4th. Kirk Cousins gets the snap, scrambles to the right, launches one towards the sideline, and it is intercepted. Controversial interception, as it appeared Byron Murphy did not land in bounds, had Chili Chill, aka myself, fuming at the end of this one. Getting away from that, we are now in Week 10, where the Eagles are down 21-0 and are slowly fighting back with a Henry touchdown, a bomb to Agnew, and a beautiful route by Brandon Ayuk ties it up and pushes this one into overtime, where the Eagles have the ball and hand it to the beast running back Derrick Henry, who wins this one for Philadelphia. What a great comeback it was. Titans versus Colts, and it looks like George will still be searching for his second win of the season as Indianapolis extends its lead in the 4th quarter. Over to the Rams, who lost on the last play in Week 8 in a similar situation. Now it's them who make the play. Russ to Hollywood for the win. Nice bounce back after that ugly loss in Week 8. Joe Shoes and the Browns needing a win after back-to-back losses and absolutely delivers, winning this one versus the Texans by 3 scores. Miami up next with a 10-point lead against the Jets. With less than a minute on the clock, the Dolphins get the game-sealing interception. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for some history. Kyler Murray of the Vikings is about to tie an NFL record that has stood since 1950. Move over, Jim Hardy of the Chicago Cardinals. Here comes company. It all starts with this first quarter play where Murray is thrown over to Mecole Hardman but is intercepted. Play 2, now in the red zone. Kyler fires, but it's picked by Eric Kendricks. Play 3, Kyler's looking deep and throws into traffic for another interception. By now, you may have figured what record this quarterback has tied. Fourth play, right before half, the ball is thrown deep in the middle of the field, which turns out to be his 4th interception of the game. Next half, starting up, Vikings with the ball, and you can guess what happens next. Forced throw for another turnover. Amazingly enough, the game is still tied at this point at 7. Chicago scored on that drive, so Minnesota needs to answer, but the defense is having themselves a day. That makes 6 interceptions. Now into the fourth quarter, still only down 7. Murray pushes the ball up the field, but it's tipped and bobbled around until caught for another pick. Vikings may be in trouble, now down 10, less than 2 minutes left. Kyler throws this one deep to Will Fuller, but it's his 8th interception of the game, which ties the 70-year-old NFL record and loses this one for Minnesota. That's a crazy game. That's it for this week's recap of the 8 owners. Now it's time to take a look at some of the stat leaders in the league, starting off with the quarterbacks. The touchdown leader goes to Atlanta Falcons' newly acquired quarterback Cam Newton, who is sitting at 25 touchdowns up until week 10. The leader in passing yards is the rookie Joe Burrow with 2,720. And our quarterback with the best QBR is Baker Mayfield with 118.6. Over to the rushing stats, we've seen this before. Ezekiel Elliott is still close to unstoppable, leading in all 3 major categories. Good luck to all the other backs in the league trying to catch up. Let's head over to the receiving leaders where we have 2 newcomers, starting with Taylor Gabriel, who's leading the league with 10 receiving touchdowns, and our other newbie is tight end Mark Andrews, whose 59 catches has him appearing on this list. Lastly, it's the old reliable who we've seen in this position for quite a few weeks now, Mecole Hardman with 896 receiving yards. Moving over to defense, it's Devon Kennard leading with 80 tackles, Everson Griffin, who was an in-season trade for the Eagles, leading the league with 9 sacks, and our pick king is still Kevin Byard, who picked up another interception since our Week 6 update. Those are your league leaders. Now it's time to check out the division leaders, starting off with the AFC. In the AFC East, it's Nick Red and the Dolphins who are gaining traction, slowly climbing up the division ladder, turning their season around. The AFC North is a close one, with our Joe Shoes currently sitting in last at 3-6. In the AFC South, Georgia and the Titans may be losing hope as they are 1-8 at this point in the season. So don't look at the record on the screen because that is incorrect. Looks to me like the guy in charge of graphics needs to get fired. Hit that like button if you agree. In the AFC West, yours truly is leading the way at 8-1 with the team who just beat them, the Raiders, right behind. NFC time now starts off with Tim Simon's Eagles leading the NFC East with a 7-2 record. In the NFC North, Eric's Vikings trailing the Green Bay Packers by 1 game. NFC South update, Jimmy's Falcons are fighting to climb out of the basement, but they may need to win out for a chance at the playoffs. And lastly, in the NFC West, it's the tightest division of them all, with all 4 teams at 4 wins, so that division is still wide open. That's it for this week's episode of Dots N Bots. For those of you that have been in the comments section asking when the next D&B video was going to drop, I appreciate you. You guys are the best. I try to get these bad boys out as soon as possible, so thank you for your patience. Last thing I want to say before we close this video out is please hit that like button, share the video with a friend, and if you're not already, subscribe to the channel. Almost at 400 subs, which is pretty cool. Alright guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, catch you later.